My name is Newton Ogada. Uh, this is my home. And, where we are doing dairy farming and poultry farming and other small scale farming. And I love farming. That's what I can say. And again, what you see happening here, I'm trying to come out with a structure that will make us process our own milk in this community, and again to train more farmers on how we can go about it and we get enough milk to process. Because the way life is taking us now, we should think otherwise to produce we need to produce what we consume. We don't need to buy everything from the market because life is becoming so difficult. So I decided as Newton to, apart from whatever I'm doing outside there, like having an hostel, school, and orphanage, all this leads to the market. When I'm feeding the kids at the orphanage and I'm feeding the patient at the hospital, I have to go back to the market. So I decided not to go to the market all the time, but there are things that we can make from our own. So if you see here, we have dairy farming and we are producing milk to cut across, help me in the school, in the hospital, and at the orphanage. Being having cows on is not enough because I have cow, but then the cow has the waste, and that waste we are using to generate the energy. We are using our biogas system to make our food, and we are advancing even to use it onto the shower because we have noticed that we can just buy a tank and use the same biogas to boil the water that we are using in our house. And again, apart from that, there's some waste coming from the biogas, which is actually going to help us feed our chicken and feed our fish because we start doing the fish farming too. And apart from that, cows is giving me more than what I'm expecting because number one, they give me milk and we have a lot of milk. This 5, 6 cows, we are getting like 60 liters in a day. And again, apart from that, that milk, we get cream, which we are using to cook our vegetables. And then again, we have our local oil that we are getting from the milk we used to put in our food. So yeah, we have it. So I'm getting more than what people think they can get in cows. I mean, from cows or from dairy cattle. And again, if I go to the biogas, it's a little bit advanced, and it helps in many ways. You know, when you're using the biogas, the smoke is not there, so you cannot get affected by the smoke. And again, when you're using the biogas, you get the pure and the quality fire that you need to you use when you're cooking. So through the dairy farming, I've noticed that I can still gain a lot, even in the future. I'm still thinking to do more, much more, on what I'm getting today. So it's a good thing and it's a good initiative to be initiated in the community. No, we have the kienyeji, the improved kienyeji chicken, whereby we are able even to hatch the eggs from our own chicken, and now we are producing 100 eggs per day because we only have 300 chickens there. And I am happy seeing that it's a project which is growing because we are selling eggs and we can get money to buy food to feed them. And again, we're doing hatching, which means I give myself approximately 6, 7 months. Then I will have over 2,000 chicks from our own farm. So it's a practical business that if anybody want to invest in, I will say go and do it. So this what you see today is just a sample plot. We are in the learning process. But the plan I have for this is a big, broad plan for the poultry farming. I want to do more than 2,000, 10,000 chicks, depending on how they grow. But what I can say here, I'm a consumer, number one, in my house. We consume eggs, and we consume at the school, we consume at the hospital, and we still consume the same egg at the orphanage. So it is something which is supporting all my project together, because buying eggs every day and buying chickens all the time is not something that we can actually rely on. The cost, the running cost per day, if you calculate it per month, is taking me 100,000, but I'm getting more than what I'm using. So the cost is not something very important to me for now. But what is important to me is how to maintain the project to keep on running. So I'm spending close to 100,000 per month, but I'm gaining more than that.
If we start with this one, this is called settler or pre-treatment tank. Okay. So this one is where we put the cow dung or manure. Then after already we've put it in it, we have already put it inside here. We fill it with the water. Okay. Then we leave it for 24 hours to settle, so that the floating materials will come up, and the material which cannot float, which are sinking, should go down, so that anything which is entering inside the digester we should not have something like particles which are not going to be eaten with or which cannot digest easily. They will fill the tank, and then after filling the tank, they will form something called scum. So if the tank has formed the scum, it will occupy the space of the gas. So this one is the inlet pipe. Okay. So it is the pipe which connects the settler and the digester. Yes. Okay. So the digester, here is the digester. So this one, it has a gas. We fill it with the 8 buckets daily of our cow dung. This is the digester where the digestion takes place. Okay. So after the cow dung has been eaten with after the bacteria has eaten the cow dung, so it produces gas. This gas, there are very many types of gas. Yes. We have the sulfur, we have ammonia, we have nitrogen, we have methane. So the methane, that is the gas which is working. So those ones, we have something called sulfur treat, or we can use the steel wool to filter the sulfur and ammonia, so that the methane only, that is the gas which is entered the house, going to the house. Methane, we can also use it to fill it in the cylinder, so that we cook with it. We can also use the methane gas to run the chef cutter. Yes, and also use the methane gas to run the generator, the power generator. We can convert the generator to use gas instead of fuel. Yes, this is a green energy. Then the outcome of the outcome of the slurry which is coming inside here, that one we can, it's a fertilizer. We can use it to plant maize, to spray herbicide it kills the herbicides like aphids. We can use it to feed the fish. Fish eat it. We can use it to feed the chickens. We can use it to feed the pigs, because it removes a lot of fats to the pigs, the chicken or pigs.
Today we are, as a visitor of Mr. Newton, I'm visiting his small-scale farming project, which is actually located on his own compound. And it's nice to see how he's feeding the cows with a mixture of food that he has produced on his shamba and food that you can buy in the market. And this is a very efficient way of raising your cows and increasing your milk production. And I believe that with this form of self-reliance, he can ensure the food supply for the patients in Barrels Hospital and the students in the school, and even some of the orphans in the orphanage. This form of integrated multi-sectoral approach to a big project requires somebody who is willing to be multitasking, and I think Mr. Newton is a good example of being an architect and a farmer and a manager at the same time. So this small-scale farming is certainly the future for entrepreneurs in Kenya. Thank you very much.